So let's chat about the hullabaloo that's been going on with regards to the NAR case. Question, do you know what the case is about? Have you read what NAR has had to say on this? My recommendation is that you educate yourself on this because you know the media is there just to hype things up. That's what they do. Good thing for us is that Georgia has always been a pretty progressive state on things, and so we're already in pretty good shape on this. But while the settlement has been agreed to, it does still have to be approved by the court. And there are some key bullet points that we want to make sure we cover. So compensation can still continue to be an option for consumers. It just can't be listed as compensation on the MLS. Sellers, however, can still offer a concession to buyers, and this will go into effect in mid-July. Here's the thing, NAR has actually advocated written agreements for years, and in this settlement, they have agreed to require buyers to sign an agreement before they walk through any house. That's a good thing. This has been something that sellers have had to do for many, many years, and buyers have always kind of had a choice and tried to decide if they wanted to move forward with that. So this will also go into effect in July. NAR has also long maintained that cooperative compensation and their current policies have been and are good things that benefit buyers, and here's why. They promote access to property ownership, especially for the lower and middle income buyers who may have a difficult time saving up for the down payment, the closing costs, and now, of course, compensation for their agent who does a very thorough job in protecting them and looking out for them, or at least they should be if you've got the right one. So it's always been NAR's goal to resolve this litigation in a way that preserves the consumer choice and also protects their members to the greatest extent. This settlement is going to achieve both of those goals. And so ultimately, if they had continued the litigation, it would have hurt both members and their small businesses. A lot of people are asking, will this save money for buyers or sellers? Again, the settlement's going to preserve choices that the consumers have in regarding real estate services and the compensation. And so after this new rule goes into effect, listing brokers and sellers could continue to offer compensation for buyer broker services. They just won't be listed as compensation on the MLS. So does this mean that buyers won't have to use a buyer broker? As always, the consumer has the choice as to whether they want to utilize a buyer agent. And this has been the case for many years. What if you want to work directly with the listing agent? And this is, of course, if dual agency is even allowed. I know our office does not practice it. But the thing that I think is important for you to know is that our team is actually highly trained and has extensive experience representing buyers. So if you're looking to have the best representation possible, you're rolling the dice by considering working with a listing agent where you don't know what their track record is with the buyers, with buyers, and you also just don't know how they work in general. Real estate is full of landmines, so the listing agent is there to represent the seller. If you run into difficulties, it's not coming down in your favor. Our goal is to prepare offers so that they represent your goals, negotiate the best terms on your behalf, prepare all the necessary legal documentation, and of course, help you get out of a transaction if something goes wrong. So if you think you will get all we offer by going to a listing agent, you're mistaken, because the listing agent is legally and contractually bound to the seller. So let's say the house you're buying is $1 million. That's a lot of liability. If for some reason something goes wrong and you need to go to court, would you and the seller use the same attorney? Probably not. So we will be getting into more detail later on the protections that we actually offer our buyers on future posts. So stay tuned and follow us for more.